Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back, and hello to first-time viewers. Somebody told me to put my Pokemon history lessons on my own channel because I don't care. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my collection that I have here. As you can see, if you've been around here, I have my shelves finally. Very, very happy with these shelves. If you're curious as to where I got them at Target. They were like 40 bucks. So hopefully you guys care enough to watch the whole video. If you don't, I totally understand. But for the people that do, I just want to go over some stuff. Maybe you'll learn something new. So this is kind of what you saw last time, just my little yarn cubes that Grandma gave me that I turned into my Pokemon stand. Now I got my big shelf, so I still have all my sealed booster boxes here. Some of these boxes are absolutely insane. The values have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. Even since the last time I made a video, this box, I think last time I showed you was $1,200. Now it's almost $2,000. It's unbelievable. This one was like $200, now it's like $800. So the sealed product has really risen. So anyway, let me show you what is on my shelves. Up at the top, we have a couple of plushes. I got a Mimikyu plush, and I got this as a gift from Dale. Thank you so much, Dale. I love this guy. He looks good up there. I just recently traded for these boxes here. So a couple years ago, you could go into Walmart and buy one of these for about $40. Now, if you wanted to buy any of these three boxes, they're about $200 a piece. Now, I didn't pay cash for these. I did trade some other things out of my collection for these, but I think it's a good investment because sealed product normally goes up. So just like the insanely expensive Evolving Skies booster boxes, these are the Elite Trainer boxes. The difference is a booster box has 36 packs in it, an Elite Trainer box has 8 packs in it, and dice and stuff to play the game, card sleeves and whatnot. I remember I went to Walmart. These were $40 a piece. I bought 4 of them to keep sealed. Sadly, that didn't last long. I did open 2 of them. Wasn't worth it. Didn't get anything. These boxes are now well over $200 a piece, so that was a nice come up. Glad that I could keep my hands off of them. There was a time where I could not keep my hands off things. I could not keep anything sealed. If it was there, I had to open it. Now I have a thing called self-control. As things get more and more expensive, it's less and less worth it to open them. Here are a couple graded cards that I have. I think grading Pokemon cards is a giant scam because it's human graders and humans are biased. So if somebody's having a bad day, all the things that go into human bias. But these are some of my really nice slabs here. I just picked this one up recently. This card I purchased and graded myself, and I got a pristine 10, which has a premium because a pristine 10 looks so good and it's hard to obtain. This is a very big card here. Just a few months ago, this card was selling for around $3,000 in a PSA 10. This is a CGC 10. It's worth a bit less. But still, I pulled this card myself and graded it myself, and it got a 10. Back when I pulled it, it was like a $150 card. Now it's, I think, $1,500 raw, ungraded. That was another card that I pulled. And then we have a Sabrina's Gengar, which is a big card. I traded for this recently. I think that's about $300 in an 8. Then if you come down here to my next shelf, we have some other big cards. I just put out cards that I really like. I do have more slabs, but I'm trying to get away from the graded cards. I'm keeping these because these are cards that I graded myself. Some of them were gifts, but all the other stuff I graded, I'm kind of getting rid of it because I enjoy collecting raw cards. Graded cards are just too expensive. Like, for instance, this Charizard here. This is a 6. This is a Shadowless base set Charizard. This is the second printing of this card. It went first edition, Shadowless, and then unlimited. So first edition, very short print run. Shadowless, very short print run. Unlimited, they printed a lot of it. So this is the second rarest base set Charizard. And even in a 6, this card, I believe, is over $1,000 last time I looked. My Uncle John gave this to me, and I graded it, and it graded a 6. All the other cards graded 8s and 9s and 10s, and this was the only card that had damage on it. If this card was a 9 or a 10, I don't know how much it cost, but here's how much it cost. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it's crazy. We have a Blaine's Charizard in a 9.5, Rocket's Mewtwo in a 10. Here are some other cards that I graded myself. I actually bought this on eBay for $50, and I graded it, and it got a 10. So that's an exciting card there. Just some other cards that I like. Little Eevee card. Then down on this shelf, we have a couple other sealed products in the back, and these are 3 very big cards. And even though they're very expensive now, I pulled these myself. And at the time, they were still expensive cards, but now they are much more expensive. This is a Gengar VMAX alternate art. Very big card, best card in the set, very expensive. I did pull this card myself and graded it myself, just like these other 3. They all got 10s. I'm pretty sure this card is over $1,000 now. I'm pretty sure that's over $1,000 now. I'm not sure about that one, but still very expensive cards. And I have these out on display. And the good thing about CGC, even though a lot of people prefer PSA grading over CGC grading, The slabs have UV protection, which is fantastic, so I'm not worried about the sun fading my cards over time. And then when we had the Creative Grandma meet and greet, a lady brought these to show them to me. And after I got home, I'm like bummed out because I didn't have them. So I went out and bought a set of them. And I got a really nice deal on these. These are the Burger King cards from back in the day. They are gold plated. I don't know if anybody remembers these. I think it was 20, 25 years ago at Burger King. So some guy on Facebook Marketplace messaged me and said that he had these and asked me if I was interested. And I said, for the right price, I am. So got a pretty smoking deal on these, and I think they look fantastic on the shelf. This shelf, I have some pretty exciting stuff. These are some vintage packs here. We have a first edition Team Rocket, first edition Jungle, very old sets. These packs are not sealed. They're not real. These are for display purposes only. I'm not into vintage packs. I mean, I like them, and they look cool for display, but I mean, a first edition Team Rocket pack is a couple $100, and they're weighable, and, you know, they could be resealed. So I just don't mess around with stuff like that. They're cool for display purposes. Wouldn't buy a real one. A couple Elite Trainer boxes back there, and then the trio. Here is the most recognizable cards of all time. The base set Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. And surprisingly, they all graded an 8.5, which is awesome. Just looks great that they're all in the same grade, and they just display very nicely, so super happy with those. All the kids my age, a little younger, a little older, they all remember these cards. Even the adults, even people in their 50s and 60s know what these cards are. That's how iconic they are, and they're still very expensive to this day. I'm not exactly sure what the prices are. I imagine this is probably about $1,000. So that one's probably a couple hundred, and that one's probably a couple hundred, but I love these cards. Even though they're worth money, I could never sell them. These were a couple other cards that my uncle gave me in a binder, and I graded them, so I'll just never get rid of them. This next shelf, we have some other graded cards, some very big ones. I actually purchased this one raw and graded it. It got a 9. Getting a vintage first edition card and a 9, very exciting, awesome card. And just some other cool stuff that I have. I have a Lugia in an 8.5. I have the Shining Magikarp, Shining Gyarados. I know these are in 8s, but these cards are absolutely insane. When I got this card, it was nowhere near that kind of money. So it is shockingly expensive now. Now, you have heard me mention price on many of these things. Many of these things are very expensive, but I didn't get these overnight. I'm not rich. I have obtained these things very slowly over many, many years of collecting. Some of these items were gifts. Some of these were good calls on my end. Some of these cards I bought and graded myself. I just can't, even though they're worth money, I just can't get rid of them. All these cards tell a story. All of these cards are a memory to me. Like this card right here. Me and my little sister Paint, we went to the card shop when this set first came out. We both walked into the store. I said, let's each pick a box. So she goes over, picks up a box, sets it back down, picks up another one. And I said, I think you're wrong. So I bought the box that she put back, and we pulled this Lugia V alternate art. Every one of these cards is a memory for me, so it's very hard for me to get rid of some of these items because they have sentimental value. Now, even though this card might be worth a few $100s, and maybe I could use that few $100s because for whatever reason, it's just like a stamp in time. It's a memory. So I really would have to be unbelievably desperate to sell some of these items. All right, so let's move on down to the next shelf. Very exciting shelf. If you watched the live stream, this is one of my most recent pickups. Very exciting. This is an absolute incredible find, especially in this condition. This thing looks so good. It's unbelievable. Normally when you find these boxes, they're rotten or ripped apart, or when they opened it, they ripped the tape off and ripped part of the box off. And yes, I talked a little bit about how much I paid for this box, and it would probably make some of you guys sick that this box is $450. In my opinion, this box is probably worth more than $450 by itself just because of the pristine condition. You normally don't see them in this good a condition. So here's a price charting graph. The box says it's worth $500 or whatever. The Game Boy that goes inside of it is like $100. Notice how much it costs complete. I think this is realistically worth about $1,250 with the Game Boy inside. So even though it seems crazy to some people, there is value here and a lot of it. You just have to know what you're looking at. Now, I spend a lot of my free time looking at stuff, researching things, knowing how much stuff costs, looking for the best deals. One of the things that I love the most about this hobby, other than the nostalgic factor, is just no matter how much I look, no matter how much time I spend, no matter how many cards I see, I always find something that I've never seen before. So it always stays fresh, and Pokemon's constantly releasing new and exciting sets and cards And these are just some of my Pokemon games and Game Boys and so on and so forth. Let me tell you a little bit about these. So I got this Pokemon Heart Gold in the box. Another pretty expensive game. Pokemon Yellow, as you can see there. I paid $200 for it. I actually paid $170 for this a couple years ago. I think this is worth $300 or $400 by now. This was the first video game that I ever owned in my entire life. With this Game Boy, I remember going to Sears with my gram after saving up all my little dollars and buying it, sitting on the swing and playing it. We all have those very nostalgic things that take you back to a simpler time. This is one of those things. I'm trying to collect all of the mainline Pokemon games, and I'm slowly making progress. I'm still missing Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Gold. I'm missing Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. So I still have a long way to go, but it's a fun journey. You're seeing all this stuff, and you're seeing many thousands of dollars worth of stuff here, and you're like, wow, he's rich. He just has all this stuff. Again, this was built over the course of many, many years. Slowly, one piece at a time, trying to find the best deal, the best value, getting it for as little money as possible. I actually bought this in the parking lot at the game store for half price. This game's almost $200 complete with the package. A lot of people, the boxes and cases for these games are very expensive because a lot of people just threw them out. And then I just have some Nintendo DS's. I got this one for like 20 bucks. I just got that one recently for a couple of bucks. I got this one a couple years ago. This is the Black Friday edition. And this is a very expensive Nintendo 3DS because it has Mario on it. I think that's a couple $100. I only paid like $60 for that. I have a Game Boy SP, another very nostalgic Game Boy. This is the one that pops open with the lit up screen. I just got this Galaxy Edition Nintendo 3DS, which I absolutely love. I'm actually playing a game on that right now. Then I came into a lot and got this little Pikachu case the other day. I thought it was neat. So it smelled like cigarettes. I had to give it a good scrub down and a good soaking, but it came out pretty nice. And then these games are fake. The thing about Pokemon games are they're very expensive, and when things are expensive, fakes are made. Might be hard to tell to the untrained eye, but when you do this as long as me, you can tell the color is wrong. The label is wrong. This label looks cheap, very reflective, but most people wouldn't know. Even people that love Pokemon probably wouldn't notice these things. A good way to tell real Pokemon games is they stamp a number into the label. See that number right there? So here's another example. You can see the number kind of stamped right there. So that's a good way to tell. This one is very easy to tell a fake one. It is just blatantly obvious. I really despise bootleg games, but I do understand that not everybody can afford to spend $100, $200 for a single game. This game by itself, if it was real, is like $120. This game by itself is over $200 if it was real. This game is $100 if it was real. There are people out there that will try to scam you with things like this, and if you don't know what you're looking at, you're probably going to get got. I'm slowly trying to build this part of my collection. I'd love to have more of the original games with the boxes. They're just so expensive that I can only afford to buy one every once in a while if I find a good deal. But I would really love to expand this part of my collection. Then down on this shelf, just some random stuff, doodads. This was a gift from Vishu for my birthday. This is just a little EV deck box. I thought it was cool. A couple little Gengars, some magazines that I got, little figures, some more sealed boxes down there, and just some more bulk. So that is the end of today's collection video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my rambling, even if you don't know what I'm talking about. I really appreciate you guys watching. It means a lot. I love talking about this stuff. Obviously, you can tell that it's something that I'm very passionate about and very into. If anybody makes it to the end of this video, I'd be shocked. So if you did watch the whole thing, thank you so much. Let me know down in the comments that you did watch the whole video. So thanks again for watching this video, and I might come back with another video in the future and show you some more of my collection.